So in the last class, we have already discussed the limitations of Bohr's theory in explaining the spectra of many atoms, and we need a new theory. So we are going to learn that new theory, and before that, I will shortly describe what is mechanics. I think everybody knows what is mechanics, or everybody know what is physics, or everybody know what is science. So science means we are all science students. So science means to know. Okay, to know. So all science should be very ambitious to know everything. Okay. So to know means what? What to know? Everything we should be, we should aware. We should try to know. All science students should always tries to know everything. Other subject need not be like this, because if suppose commerce people, I told in last one of the class, commerce people, they don't have to know everything, because that subject is valid only when human beings are alive, or human beings are live in a society or in an active society. Okay, so during the lockdown period, no commerce, no business, like that. So they need not know everything. So that is the difference between science and other subjects. We as a student, we should be a lifetime student, because you already chose your career as science. So we should be always try to know everything. Okay. Now, what is the meaning of physics? So physics means nature. It is actually derived from Greek word. So English meaning is nature. So what you are learning is physical science. Physical science, or in short form, it is physics. So your subject is physical science. Okay. So what is meant by nature? Nature means everything. Okay. From atoms, molecules, up to the universe, biggest universe. So its range is very huge. So range of nature means everything in the universe. So human beings are also a part of nature, but due to its importance, that subjects we divide into other science branches, like zoology, biology, botany, like that. Living things we are study in other branches. So apart from that, all other subjects we study under physics, physical science. Actually, chemistry, everything is a branch of nature. So due to some importance, each branch is separating and they become a unique branch. So science has different branches. So physical science means we are studying about the very small atoms to the very big universe. Okay, so the range of study is very large. That is the one aspect you have to keep in mind always. Okay. Now, one scientist told that physics means mechanics. Okay. So you find out which scientist told it like this. Physics means mechanics. So that is one of the definition of physics or mechanics. Any subject which finally gravitates into mechanics is physics. Okay, means to study that subject you need the help of mechanics. Okay, if it is so, that is physics. So even though chemistry people study many things, they are also using mechanics. They are also taking the help from physics. Okay, so if you need the help of mechanics to study anything, that is physics. One of the other another definition of physics is like this. So what is mechanics? Mechanics you have studied many times. Uh, it is the study of motion. Study about motion. Why it is important? Another scientist told that motion, everywhere motion. So you find out which scientist told like that. So without what is the importance of motion? You can see that everywhere in the universe motion is there. Something is moving. Without motion, no universe can exist. See in the inside of the atom, even if the atom is at rest, the you can assume that atom can be at rest, but even if the atom is at rest, electron is moving around it. So motion of electron is there. Okay. So if that motion stops, what happens? Suppose the electron hesitates to move in around the nucleus. What happens? Suppose the electron says band or hartal, I will not move. What happens? The entire universe will collapse. No atoms. Okay, this is a hypothetical question. It will not happen like that. But I am asking if there is no motion of electrons, universe will not exist. Okay. If the earth says I will not move around the sun, I will stop here. What happens? So earth system will collapse. Earth sun system, earth will collapse. Only due to the motion of the earth around the sun, the earth exists, and the human beings like us can live on the earth. And many things related, all related with the motion. Okay, so movement you can see everywhere in the universe. Even solar system is, sun is also moving, galaxies are moving, all are evolving. Evolving means itself they are moving. So mechanics is the study of motion. That is why it is important. All core branches of physics is connected with the mechanics. So if you want to learn physics, you should be an expert in mechanics. Mechanics means there are a lot of divisions for that. It starts with kinematics, which you studied in +2 levels, kinematics. There you have equations of motion, V equal to U plus AT like that. Kinematics. What is the speciality of kinematics? There, no idea about the reason of for the motion. Only there will not be any force quantity in the kinematic equations. Only velocity and acceleration like that, time, displacement like that. The reason about the motion is ignored in kinematics. And if you include the reason also, the reason may be a force or a potential or a force. So if you include the reason of force, kinematic becomes dynamics. Okay. So there comes the equation F equal to ma like that. There force comes, force which is the cause of motion or affecting the motion is the force. So force comes in dynamics. And a generic name for all these is mechanics. So kinematics, dynamics, everything comes under mechanics. So mechanics is the generic name, generic term. Okay. And what are the core subjects in physics? They are mechanics, classical Newtonian mechanics, that was the first Newtonian mechanics. Then you have classical mechanics. Newtonian mechanics we first study at the +2 level and the first year degree also. And in second year you learn classical mechanics, that is some more higher version of mechanics. Classical mechanics deals with the Lagrangian, Hamiltonian, etc. That is a different kind of formalism, different from Newtonian mechanics. So you have learned some of the basics of classical mechanics, and further you will learn during your post graduation. You will learn in more detail. You will learn the classical mechanics, and then quantum mechanics. Okay, that you are going to learn in this semester, quantum mechanics. Then you have already learned electrodynamics. Electrodynamics. So that also dynamics. Electrodynamics, not electromechanics. Electrodynamics. ED, you have already learned electrodynamics. So these are the any subject comes with these dynamics, mechanics. These are the core topics of physics. Okay. So also some other even you can consider the application of physics, which is electronics. Electronics. That is actually electron plus mechanics. Electronics. Electron mechanics of electrons. That is electronics. Okay. So that is one of the application of physics. So that is I6 is from ICS, that are from mechanics, dynamics, like that. So these are some of the core topics of physics which you have to take care most very important, because in almost all physics complicated stuff, the main topics are these, along with mathematical physics. Mathematical physics, you know, that is a language of physics. Without mathematics, we cannot explain physics. So mathematical physics also comes along with these core subjects. Okay. Now, I think the idea of mechanics is clear. So we are studying about the entire universe or nature through mechanics. Okay. And when you study the universe you can divide into two: matter and energy. So anything in the universe you can divide into matter and energy. And one more advanced idea is that this matter energy you can combine into field. So universe consists of fields. Fields can be converted into matter and energy. Okay. So field theory is there. Field theory, which is the more advanced theory, quantum field theory, like that. So, or you forget about field, you can divide the universe into matter and energy. Okay. So the example for matter and energy are for matter, example is electron. Okay, electron is a example, or an atom is an example of matter. And energy, for energy example is a photon or electromagnetic, any electromagnetic wave which I have given assignment yesterday. These are all energy, different forms of energy. So this was one of the earlier idea. Anything in the universe you can either classify into matter or you can classify into energy. Okay, so these are one of the crucial examples, very important examples: electron and photon, or atom and photon. So the atoms belongs to matter and photons belongs to energy. Okay, now what are the tools we have in order to study about these things? What are the tools we have? So we have only two tools. Mainly we have two tools, that is, one is space and one is time. These are the two tools, two parameters about which we describe everything, because everything is happening in space and in a particular time. Any event happens in a particular time. So space and time are the two parameters, or space you can represent it by x, y, z in Cartesian coordinates, and t by t for time. So these are the two parameters. Space you can represent by x, y, z or some other coordinates. So in Cartesian coordinates we use x, y, z parameters. Then in time, for time we use t. So the entire universe we study in terms of the space and time. These are the two tools, space and time. I think the idea is very clear to you. So we are studying the matter universe, or matter and energy, and using these two tools, space and time, basic tools, fundamental tools, and using this functions of this we define some other quantities, physical quantities. Okay. So next we have to study, just compare classical mechanics and quantum mechanics. So classical mechanics and quantum mechanics. Okay, so these are the two different formalisms. Classical mechanics is slightly older, quantum mechanics is the latest. Okay, so whatever be the mechanics, any mechanics, what we are doing is we are predicting the future of the system by knowing the present state of the system. This is in a broad way of saying our job. Okay, so system can be anything. System may be an atom, system may be some simple pendulum, or a system may be a solar system or a galaxy, whatever it is. System can be anything. So our aim is to find what is our aim? Aim is to predict the future of the system. System may be evolving system. System may be evolving. So our job is to predict the future. After some time, what happens to the system? So only thing you have is present state of the system. Presently, currently, system is like this. So after a time, system will be like that. That is what we do in mechanics. Actually, with the help of equations of motion. So in the equations of motion, you are substituting some initial values and you can predict the final values. This is some general way of the job of mechanics, predict the future. So you have some initial conditions. Using that, with the help of equations of motion, you can predict the state of the system after some time. Okay. Now, actually, what we are predicting is it can be whatever be the mechanics. Job is to predict the future with the help of equations of motion. And we are predicting the dynamical variables. What are the dynamical variables? Dynamical variables are position, then velocity or momentum, then energy, angular momentum, etc. These are known as, these are the predicting, we are predicting the future values of these. Position, momentum, linear momentum or angular momentum, then energy, etc. These are the future values we have to predict. Okay, using equations of motion, and you will be given with some initial conditions. Using that, you have to predict the future values of these dynamical variables. Okay. Now, when you predicted the classically these values, when you use classical mechanics, Newtonian mechanics or later classical mechanics, everything was crystal clear. The values of these dynamical variables was clear, very clear. There is nothing, no confusion, nothing, no doubt about the values of these dynamical variables. Okay, we can predict with certainty. Predict with certainty the values of these variables. And I think you know the idea of errors in any measurement. That was clear from the Walter Levin's video. Okay, the idea of errors. Errors are allowed. That is not this certainty. We can predict the any future values, any future values with the certainty within the given error. Okay. So Waterlevin, I think you have noticed that point. Any measurement without error is meaningless. Any measurement without error is meaningless. So that you can verify also using some common measuring instruments. Every instruments will have some minimum error. Okay. So measurements will have error. That is another thing. But you can predict the future values exactly or with certainty. That was the idea of classical mechanics, Newtonian mechanics. But that idea you have to change very drastically in quantum mechanics. Okay. In quantum mechanics, first time you may be hearing the measurements are in quantum mechanics, measurements are probabilistic. Probability counts. Probability. Probabilistic measurements. Measurements are depends upon probability. Okay. So some uncertainty comes in the measurement. So that is not the problem of quantum mechanics. Actually, the world is like that. That is the problem. So some students confuse that classical mechanics predicts with certainty, quantum mechanics cannot predict with certainty. That is not the problem. That is not the right way of saying. Actual more refined work shows that you cannot predict things with certainty. So classical predictions of classical mechanics is slightly wrong. Whenever you predict with exactness, that is wrong. That is one of the limitation of classical mechanics. Okay, you cannot predict exactly. That is what quantum mechanics says, and that is found to be more correct later. So first time you may be hearing the idea of probability comes into physics. That was one of the reason behind the debates in Solvay conference between Einstein and Niels Bohr. The idea of probability measurements, probability in measurements. Okay. So I am going to wind up this session because almost 3 minutes remaining. So this idea is very important. So don't think that classical mechanics is superior. Quantum mechanics is really superior over classical mechanics. Classical mechanics, later we can see that it is valid only in macroscopic world, means bigger world. Okay. Bigger world means in the solar system. Solar system is okay, that is a bigger thing. It is a macroscopic world. So solar system, we can there is no need of quantum mechanics. You can clearly explain everything with classical mechanics. Okay, but take the case of go to the world of small things, God of small things like that. Go to the world of atoms, molecules. Go inside the atoms. Go inside the nucleus. Classical mechanics won't work. It will not give you satisfactory results. Okay. So we can say that more general theory is quantum mechanics. Quantum mechanics is valid everywhere. In microscopic world as well as macroscopic world, you can apply quantum mechanics. But classical mechanics is valid only in macroscopic world, not in microscopic world. Okay. So this idea will again repeat with some examples in next class. So I am winding up this session because time is almost